a chocolate and banana milk stout from All Grain. First time I've ever tried this one. It's something that I've pulled together from bits and pieces online. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to be trying a lot of new things today that I wouldn't normally do, things that I wouldn't use, things like lactose I'm going to be adding to the brew, but it's something new, so we'll give it a try, see what happens. I'm going to be doing it in the Grainfather, and yeah, we'll see how it turns out. So I'm going to go through now some of the bits and pieces that I bought for this brew. So today in the UK is absolutely sweltering. It's about 25 degrees, so what better weather for a homebrew? All the best videos online that I'm seeing, someone's drinking their homebrew, so here's to that. This is a single malt, single hop, Golden Promise and Olicana hop brew. Really malty flavour. Usually I put loads of hops in my home brews, so it's the first time that I've really noticed the malt character shine through. So really easy drinking. Put it in a keg so it's nice and carbonated, nice and cold. Perfect for a hot day like today. Alright, so here's what we've got. 5 kilos of crisp pale ale malts. That'll be the base grain. Then we've got our speciality grains. We've got Caraaroma, which I've not used before, but from what I've seen it should impart quite a nice caramel taste and hopefully aroma, I guess by the name, something you'd expect with that. So a kilo of that. I'm going for a really sweet banana chocolate flavours in this, so hopefully this brings something nice to it. Then for a bit more colour, we've got the low colour chocolate malt. So I don't want it too dark, I want it to be like a really deep red, almost black. Then just for an extra bit of body, 500 grams of flaked malt oats, so that'll be going in as well. Hops, I've got Bullion. This is 100 grams, 2017 harvest, alpha is 7.2. Not going to be using all of those, going to be using about 75 grams. Don't want it too bitter, so I won't be adding too much at the start, but we'll see how those turn out. Also as well, going to be adding some lactose milk sugar, again, first time that I've used this. I've got 500 grams here, probably going to be about half that I'm going to use. And finally, cocoa nibs, got 100 grams of these. I think I'm going to put all of these into secondary. I have opened the pack up because I wanted to smell them. The smell of these is absolutely amazing, like pure chocolate, exactly what you'd expect, no bitterness in the smell or anything. So really looking forward to seeing what those bring out. Time to prep the mash. I'm going to be using Tesco Ashbeck. So the home water that we have here is ridiculously alkali, so trying to use that, which in this case might actually be good for the stout, but I do prefer to use the spring water until I get some kind of RO system implemented. So for the mash we're going to be using 22 litres of this, so I'll get adding that now. So I'm now at the mash temp 65, so I'm going to start adding my grains to the mash water. Next up, I'm going to add some actual banana to it. Not sure what kind of difference this is actually going to make, or if it'll actually impart any banana flavour to the final product, but I think it makes the mash a bit more exciting at least. Probably going to add some banana as well to the secondary with the cocoa nibs. And then finally, 500 grams of the flaked malted oats. So the mash has started, 65 degrees for 1 hour, pretty standard profile. Gonna do a mash out at 75 degrees for 10 minutes, just because it helps, or seems to help me at least, with the speed that the mash drains at once I'm done. I don't actually use heated water to sparge, I cold sparge. The cold water seems to slow things up a bit. Other than that, I've not noticed any issues with the cold sparge, but definitely the mash out seems to help with maintaining the temp. Any Grainfather owners out there, I wonder if you can tell me what the issue here seems to be. You might be able to figure it out. Yeah, the wort is supposed to be going down the overflow pipe in the centre, but as you can see here, it's not. And I think that's because I accidentally dislodged it when I was taking the grain cover off. Okay, the mash is just finished the mash out. So now it's time to sparge. See what damage I've done. Boil temperature's reached. We've got a 60-minute timer on now. As you can see, it's bubbling away. I'm going to add my 60-minute additions. Got 25 grams of Bullion hops, in they go. And I'm going to give this a stir. So something you want to be mindful of with the Grainfather is that the boiler plate at the bottom can sometimes cause a little bit of scorching from where the grains fall onto it during the boil. The heat, the direct heat on the grains causes them to scorch on. What you can do is just gently scrape along the bottom. I do this every 10 minutes or so just to make sure that nothing's getting caught on there. With the overflow pipe problem that we had earlier, I actually thought there might be more grains in here than there is, but actually it's looking really clear, so that's a good thing. The filter is sort of in this orientation, and when you're scraping you want to try not to catch the rubber cap that's on there. I've never done it personally, but I know a few people from what I've seen online, people that have knocked the cap off, and then obviously that just negates any filtering effects that you were trying to achieve with that. But no, that feels pretty good, so we'll leave that going. Okay, 10 minutes left on the clock. So I'm going to add my 10-minute additions. I've got quite a few, so the first one I'm going to put in is 250 grams of lactose. Next one, standard for every brew that I do, is 5 grams of Irish moss, which is 1 big teaspoon. A little bit extra for good luck. And the 10-minute hop additions, which is 50 grams of Bullion. This has been running now for about 10 minutes, just making sure that this is sanitised as much as it can be. What I'm going to do now is transfer it to the fermenter. This has all been sanitised with Chemsan. I've popped the tilt in there already. what I'm going to do is use the Tilt app to monitor the temperature as it goes across. I've got the hot water going there into the keg, cold water coming from the outside tap. So hopefully that should get us to about 20 degrees, which is where I'm aiming to pitch at because of the yeast that I'm using. So I've just taken off a sample for the gravity reading. That's looking at 1.072. I've just tasted this as well, and there's definitely hints of the banana coming through, really deep malts as well as the sweetness of the lactose, so it's really quite interesting actually, this stage. No real chocolate yet, you get a bit from the chocolate dark malts, but that's not really a typical chocolate taste as you would expect it. The cocoa nibs hopefully are going to add quite a lot of chocolate flavour at the end. I'm going to put them near the end of fermentation, so should be a really rich chocolate that I get from those. So everything is finally now transferred into the fermenter. Nothing left to do other than add the yeast. Banana and cloves FM41 from Fermentum Mobile. So hopefully that's going to bring a lot of banana esters to the brew. And then this is the clarity drops that I was talking about earlier. MBS clarity, it's actually called, not clarity firm. So that is 0.5 ml per 20 to 25 litres. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that in now. And then add the yeast. Just a quick spray. You can actually, there's quite a lot of banana esters coming off this already. So the temperature is actually quite hot. I don't know if you can see, but it's at 25 degrees Celsius in there. Trying to stress the yeast out a bit just to push those banana esters even further. And that's it. Nothing left to do now other than clean up the mess that I have spent all day making. There's quite a lot of it, so it might be a while. But thanks for watching. See you.